Alright, the title of this segment is called Context, and I'm not really sure what context, but what I do know is that previously what it left off was Hisao saying that why does he feel like he's getting further away from Lilly, right? That actually I think has more to do with himself, because of the fact that he's feeling insecure himself. That's why he feels like he's getting further away from Lilly. So he needs to settle the conflict that's in him, and then actually embrace Lilly, that sort of thing. So, alright, let's see what's gonna go down here for this episode. The loud clatter of books falling into the written slot abruptly breaks the grip of silence over the school library. It's become a habit for me to come to the library at least once a week. Not only does the reading itself keep me busy, but discussing books with Hanako and Lilly also does. Obviously started, Yuko suddenly twists towards the direction of the noise. I would have thought her used to people dropping books by now, since she does work here. Oh, hello Hisao. Back again? It takes me a moment to respond. My mind still distracted by the familiar melody of Lilly's humming that's hardly left my ears in the several days it's been since I fell asleep to it. Oh yeah, just returning some books I borrowed. Well, the humming kind of reminds me of like Hisao's the baby or something like that, And then, well, not surprising since Lilly has the motherly figure, right? So, humming is like singing Rockabye Baby, humming Rockabye Baby or something like that. She casts her eyes downwards, presumably to the bin the books dropped into. You're a very heavy reader, aren't you? It's become a bit of a routine now. Passes the time at least. I wish I had free time to pass. From small talk to depression in less than 5 seconds. I think that's a new record for her. She seems a bit down in general today, even compared to normal. Considering she has to work 2 jobs just to support herself, I could see how that would take a toll on her lifestyle. Come to think of it, the pay for her job here can't be all that bad. The idea of staff in such a prestigious private school going hungry strikes me as counterintuitive. Yeah, working 2 jobs must take a lot of time. I will probably never manage it. You're lucky being a student. Do you think you'll be able to go to university? If she's asking, then I guess that's the expected result of having this kind of education. Private schools like this don't exactly come cheap. And then again, Yuko's also going to university. Yeah, so that's why she's working 2 jobs now to sustain herself. I guess I have the money, I think. But do you think your parents will lend you money? Probably you have the money though, since your parents are the ones who sent you here and they paid for everything, right? So that means Hisao's parents must be very rich. I've got plans which will require going into one, and my grades are good enough. It's more a matter of how I'll pay to do so, whether it's via your parents or via yourself. University costs so much that I'm having to work 2 jobs to afford to enter it. Paying for daily expenses too makes it a lot harder. If you're reading this much though, that means you're doing well in school, right? Interesting logical jump. Not an altogether wrong one though. I suppose so. I didn't find any of the exams very hard, aside from maybe 1 or 2, including English. Do you mind if I ask what studies you're pursuing in university? Yuko appears to genuinely brighten at the question. Anthropology, to be specific. I'm specializing in the history of classical era, Athenian civilization and democracy. Yeah, I think I've heard this before. She really seems to know her stuff. Such enthusiasm is to be admired, and it's nice to see her genuinely excited about something. I guess even somebody like Yuko can be happy if she has a visible road ahead of her. That's good. I was about to say that's good to hear of you. Then suddenly the phone rings. Both of us jump at the sudden interruption coming from my pocket. Is it a call from Lilly? Apologizing profusely and quickly shuffling into the hallway as I fumble with the cover of my mobile phone, I glance at the screen. Weird. It's a mobile number I don't recognize. Considering I can count the number of people with my number on one hand, I briefly wonder whether it's some telemarketer that lucked out. Or probably it's Akira. Let's see. Hello? Hisao Nakai speaking? Jeez, pick up faster next time. Anyway, guess who? It only takes me a second to recognize the distinctively deep, bruised voice. It's Misha. So I gave the wrong voice, but it's okay. Misha, that's kind of rare of her to actually call us. Hey Misha, didn't expect you to call me. Actually, which kind of that's made me think, You see, even Misha has her own music team, right? So why is it that Misha doesn't have her own route? We seriously need a fan list for Katawa Shoujo. Seriously, Like, I can totally imagine a fan list which will feature Misha, because Misha is clearly, the outcast heroine that deserves a route. So that's why the fan list. We need a fan list, that showcases, that has Misha as a route, and also epilogues for the 5 heroines of the original game. Yeah, but whether that fan list will come true, well, probably not. But, well, we can always dream, right? See, I knew it. I knew it's Akira. It isn't Misha. Oh my god. But like seriously, when I voiced her, I voiced her as Akira, So yeah, and Akira's voice and Misha's voice don't sound the same. Well, according to my voices. Huh? You actually think I sound like her? Not at all, Akira. Okay, he starts fooling her. I don't remember giving you my number though, so I thought I would mess with you. Oh, that? I got Lilly to give it to me. Not hard. She positively beams with pride at the statement. She's trying to get me caught up in her pace, I know it. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised that the two would share my number though, given how close they are. But why did Akira call me? That's the thing. So what's up? You free right now? I guess. Why? Could you meet me at the park in town? I just want to talk to you about some stuff. Okay, serious stuff? Is that an invitation to a date? What? Of course not. She sounds suddenly crestfallen, her previous teasing nature having instantaneously left. It seems strange for her. Yep, it's serious business now. Has something to do with Lilly. Anyway, I don't see why not. When do you want to meet? Kind of... now-ish? Wait, right now? But it's... The dead silence suddenly coming from the phone announces the fact that she has unceremoniously hung up. Okay. Alright. For a long time I just stand there, staring at the call ended message on the screen while replaying the conversation in my head. What the hell, Akira? Well, only one way to find out. Throwing a glance up and down the street, I cross the road and step into the park. I've learned to pace myself on such walks, mostly because Lilly's slower speed during our forays into town means I have to consciously slow myself down. That aside, I hope Akira didn't expect me to be immediately prompt. Wow. Look at this classic Akira image. She looks so damn cool in this CG, man. Wow, sitting right there, legs crossed, holding a beer. I guess that beer that's called classic Sapporo. Alright, it's Sapporo. So it's the Sapporo beer, Whoa. She looks so damn cool in this CG. Man. Alright, she looks kind of very, very cool. And kind of serious too. It takes only a couple of seconds to spot her. waiting on a bench with a can of beer in her hand. The look she gives me as I walk up lacks any hint of acknowledgement or greeting. What's with that look? I needn't have come, you know. I knew you would. You're that kind of person after all. I lower my brow at her remark as she disposes of the can, emptied by the time I arrived, and a metallic clatter rings out. Akira takes a seat on the old wooden bench, and I follow her lead. She takes another can of beer from beside her and opens it before speaking, taking a large gulp. She seems to really like that stuff, alcohol for that matter, and I think she's a good drinker. I suppose I don't need to ask what this is about, or rather, who's it about? I heard from Lilly that you asked about our family. That I did. They share more than phone numbers, that's for sure. I would probably be very worried right now if it weren't for the total lack of release in her voice. Rather, her tone sounds almost wistful. Either curiosity mostly, and also the fact that, I'm her boyfriend, so, I have the right to know, sort of. I have to admit, I would never have guessed you two are half Scottish. She gives a wry chuckle of amusement. I've heard that before, trust me. The small smile falls from her face, her eyes looking ahead distantly. Aside from the occasional elderly couple talking as they slowly walk the meandering paths and the odd aging car, it's pleasantly quiet. She didn't tell you everything though, did she? Kind of. Yeah, there's some things she doesn't seem to have said. Yeah. She seems to be hiding some things. It was pretty brief. Your parents live in Scotland. She hasn't met them since she was 12, and she wants to meet them again. It's always a surprise to me how devoted she is to her parents for all the good they did, thus. The way she says it sounds almost derisive. Actually, yes, I think there was one time where Akira was like kind of angry when when the topic of her parents came about. So it's like, yeah, unlike Lilly, who still likes her parents, Akira isn't the same. Akira doesn't really forgive her parents for just teaching them, leaving them behind in Japan. So that's kind of understandable, because you've been left behind for so long. She gives a small sigh, as if to quickly brush the feelings away. Why do you think they left, Hisao? I guess, work. Why do I think they left? From what Lilly told me, it was because of work. I guess a pretty decently paying job was involved as well, given the way your parents seemed to live. So Lilly went to a private school, and that's why she carries herself with the airs and graces of the upper class. Yeah, since the business in Inverness is boomed, our father decided to move directly to the same city as its headquarters. That's just the conclusion I thought you'd come to though. You're too good-natured. Oh, there's something else? You don't think they left for their career? I'm sitting here pitching to you about it. What do you think? Yamaku Academy. I've always felt that place was kinda creepy. Like it was an isolated hideaway for those proper society doesn't want to see or hear. But, well, we need that sort of academy, Otherwise, we need a place where we have those mentally disabled, not mentally disabled, those physically disabled people, have a place of their own, make them feel that they can be normal, that sort of thing. Although then again, it's also isolated, that's kind of understandable, but at least, those physically disabled students don't feel lonely, don't feel like they're the only person in the world, They probably just rue the fact that Lilly wasn't old enough to be shoved there by the time they left. Due to the blindness, I guess. A long silence follows her abrupt and very harsh criticism of her own parents, and Yamaku. Lilly's blindness is hardly something that could be simply ignored for a high-class family attempting to keep up appearances. True. Much less so when a lucrative offer is on the table. Eventually, Akira gives a de-received snort, her feelings coming to a head. Moving to secure a financial future with his new job posting. Even at the time I hardly believed it. Not wanting to simply be an avenue for her venting, I gently tried to steer the discussion. So you stayed in Japan with Lilly then? Either I stayed with her, or she went to live with an ailing grandmother and grandfather. Ah, okay. What about Shizune's family? If you're cousins, then... Our fathers hate each other. Oh, the bad blood. That may also kind of explain why Shizune and Lilly have bad blood too. I would have been more than happy to tell them to go screw themselves and live with them anyway, but Lilly wouldn't have wanted that. I had also had an offer for a job by then, so we did our best to keep our parents' house in proper shape and tried to continue our lives as if they had never left. So you just lived by yourselves? Basically, Lilly had school and I had my job, so we weren't exactly languishing. With her schooling, her study, and having to do chores while I worked, though I can't help feeling like I failed her. In the end, I tried to be there for her, and screwed it up. How so? Well, but you're still providing for her, right? Expecting a 19-year-old to be a mother for a blind child. It's ridiculous. Oh, you're only 19. You don't look 19 to me. So, Lilly and Akira lived alone after their parents moved, with Lilly largely taking care of herself. I guess that explains her apparent independence compared to many in Yamaku. I may have lived alone much of the time since my parents both worked, but that's just something else entirely. Not to mention that that's more like you're stuck in the hospital alone. That's a bit different. Sorry for making you listen to my moaning, Hisao. I don't mind at all, but do you mind if I ask why you're telling me all this? You're always so curious. Context, I suppose. Ah. Life isn't a fairy tale, Hisao. Some people have to learn that the hard way. True. Life is complicated. She takes a long drink from the can in her hand, her face becoming more depressed than distant. I broke up with my boyfriend a few days ago. What? You broke up with your boyfriend? What happened? After I leave, we're not gonna be able to see each other again. That explains why you come to me. It's like you want to vent out your frustrations at me. Nah, don't worry, I can be your, your source. No, I can be your channel. You can vent at me all you want, Go ahead, vent it all out, cry all you want. But that's how life is. You can't just set your life up and expect it to stay that way forever. Sometimes stuff happens that you have to roll with, even if it means hurting yourself or others. She takes a long breath before looking up at the bright orange sky. Damn, if I smoked, I could take a nice long drag right about now and look kinda cool. No, please don't. I mean, you've been drinking a lot of alcohol already. Please don't make your health worse by smoking. I want to respond, to help her in whatever way I can, but I feel utterly useless. This kind of situation is one I've never been in yet because her situation is different because she's working. And I simply don't have the experience to say anything meaningful to comfort her. Akira looks over and evidently picks up on this, much to my embarrassment. I must look pretty pathetic right now, whining about this to someone I barely know. Hardly. In fact, I'm going to marry Lilly soon. And I'm pretty much an expert on looking pathetic. She gives a chuckle, the act feeling like a personal victory for me. You're a good kid, Hisao. When I said I approved of you being with my sister, I wasn't joking or just being nice. She picks herself up off the seat with a grunt, one that seems ill-fitting given her age, and throws the now empty can into the bin after one last swig. It's just unfortunate that doesn't really count for much in this world. When I said that I was leaving for Scotland, I was doing it because a good position opened up in our company's headquarters. Well, even though you like kind of like blaming your parents, you hate your parents, for going to Scotland, but you're doing the same thing, also going to Scotland. So I mean that's life, right? Can't really blame them, When our folks told me that we were at their place, though, they also gave Lilly a summons to rejoin them in Inverness. But whether Lilly will join them, that all depends on Hisao. Really, Hisao has to really win Lilly's heart, yes. Because I think from here I can foresee that if I'm going for the bad end, it means Lilly will go back to Inverness and will never come back again. That's it, bad ending. But I don't want that. No way. Yes, that's why. Damn it. That's why Hisao, you have to do the all-important job, of winning over Lilly's heart. Keep her in Japan. Don't let her leave. Her evasiveness when asked about her future, that awkwardness that had steadily grown between us, that uncharacteristic outburst of anger, now it all makes sense. Because the fear that she may have to leave, Japan and go back to Scotland for good. And that's why it's all up to you, Hisao. All of them suddenly fit into place. The same family that she reminisced about after Hanako's birthday party. The same family that left her and Akira to themselves after taking flight to greener pastures. Now I feel stupid for never cornering Lilly on what was bugging her. I had never even considered if something had happened during the trip to the family's home in Inverness. And now, a sense of unease grows in my chest. If her family has summoned her to join them in Scotland, all the way on the other side of the earth, has she accepted? Lilly hasn't told me whether she plans to accept, and it seems she hasn't told you either. That's why you need to confront her, Lilly. I mean, Hisao. That's why I called you down here to talk, Hisao. Context, huh? I get it now. I sit back, my feelings of worry and frustration no doubt written all over my face. And this is a music piece that I've never heard before, so this is the first time. I think with this music piece, I've officially unlocked all the music pieces in this game, yes. Lilly is a strong person, Hisao, but she's not infallible. That's why you have to be by her side, I guess it's my job to worry about her, being her older sister, but I think that you deserve to know. Thank you for letting me know, Akira. I understand. You okay? You sound depressed. No, I'm just thinking of what I should do, stop her from going. Because I do not want the bad end of letting her go, no. That's good. Thinking is good. Being rash won't get you anywhere. She looks at her watch, barely moving her wrist. I've got to go. Will you be okay? I'll be fine, don't worry. I'll have to talk to Lilly about it and get everything sorted out. She gives a smile, but it doesn't feel all that genuine or sincere. Really, both of us are dancing around the fact that Lilly's on the precipice of the biggest decision of her life and is trying to take the entire burden on herself. And part of that burden is the matter of our relationship. Yeah. That's why Hisao, you need to convince her. It's all up to you. By the time I look up, Akira's already walking off with her hand held up. For the first time in a long while, I finally have an answer to something. Perhaps not even that, but at least I now have the right question to ask. Will you leave or stay? And say all those words. Tell her, please don't go, no, not really say it like that, but more like convince her, tell her that, tell her that our memories are precious, I really want you to be by my side, all those sweet words, touching words, fond memories, we have such good times together, those sort of words. Yeah. Alright, we're continuing this because I think this is going to be the last segment probably. And what a way to start this segment with rain. Yes, very nice. Hurry, Lilly. I'm moving as fast as I can. I can barely make out Lilly's voice over the deafening pounding of the rain. Even though I disliked pulling her around, the situation calls for it. Yes, we need to settle this. I turn forward, my free hand over my head in a futile attempt to keep at least my hair dry. My vision seems to be in grayscale. This really is rotten weather for summer, and the last kind of climate I would want for a date. A pity. I had even checked the weather forecast beforehand, one of the very few times I've ever done so, only for it to say that Sunday afternoon would be fine. But you know, God just has to change it. Looking to Lilly, her shoulders are by now completely drenched, with her right hand holding tightly to mine and her left gripping her retracted heel. This horrid downpour came on just as we were between our destination and Yamaku. Oh, and the rain seems to have gotten heavier. So we decided to try rushing the rest of the distance rather than doubling back. Entirely unused to running this fast, Lilly's using all her concentration just to avoid tripping over. Hisao, do you know where we're going? Even she's reduced to shouting to try and be heard over the combined noise of the wind and the rain. I know, Shanghai, right? The rest of my voice is completely drowned out by an even heavier burst of rain. The what? The Shanghai! How far is it? It shouldn't be far now. Well, we're back to the place where it all started. Yeah, this is the place where we, kind of like, not really first met, but it's like the place where we had a good time talking, and we're now back at this place. It doesn't take long before I call out to her once again. It looks like we're safe. It's just up ahead. I quickly pull up to a stop just in front of the familiar exterior, the lantern outside still giving off its reliable glow, and wait for Lilly to catch her breath before going in. Ladies first! Alright, the tiny bell inside rings out when I hold the door open for her. A smile and a polite nod being my reward before entering myself. Alright. We can still hear the rain, which is nice effect, nice detail right there. As I step in behind her and wipe my feet, only a quick glance is necessary to notice the distinct lack of activity. The Shanghai doesn't seem to get much in the way of the patronage, and today is no different. Only a couple of tables are occupied. Summoned by the bells ringing, a most expected person comes to greet us. Hi Yuko. Welcome to the Shanghai. Yuko looks cheaper today. Trying to predict her moods is pretty hard, but it's a nice change from the norm. Hello Yuko. Hey. Good afternoon, you two. Oh, that's a pretty awkward bow, but okay. She takes a deep bow, somewhat taken aback as she rights herself again and gets a better look at us. What happened to you? You both look... Her eyes drift towards the glass of the door behind us. Oh dear! Oh no! What should I do? Oh no! Calm down, Yuko. We're inside now at least. I think that's the most important thing. It's nice and cozy. You're lucky to be working inside today. It has been nice and quiet. I like days like this. Okay, you mean you like rainy days? Oh wait, I'm sorry. Is there anything you like? French vanilla tea, please. I'll have the same. Right, coming right up. She quickly skitters off with a determined look on her face, trying very hard not to forget our orders. If nothing else, she is at least dedicated to the job. I lead Lilly to an empty seat before the two of us settle down. As usual, There's a large difference between my exhausted flopping down into my seat and Lily's delicate sliding into hers. Her cane sat beside her. For a while I just idly watched the rain falling outside. The occasional person runs down the street trying to stay as dry as possible, hands often tightly gripping a rain-soaked umbrella. Lily sits just as quietly as me, her eyes closed as she intently listens to all that's happening. Well, rain. It's a comfortable, relaxing silence that exists between us. Just the type that we've so often shared together in the past months. For Lily at least. I can't help replaying the words of her sister in my mind, at times contrasting them to both our time spent together since I entered Yamaku, and to the way we've been since we started dating. Is Hisao going to tell Lily about about what Akira told him here? No matter how much I try, I can't work Lily out. It's as if the harder I try to second guess her emotions and her potential decision, the more difficult it becomes to reach a clear conclusion. It makes me doubt whether I had ever really understood her. In the end, I'm going to have to ask, even though I very much want to avoid doing so. You have to face the truth, before it's too late. You seem quiet today, Hisao. Really? You seemed so enthusiastic about taking me out on a date. I assumed you had something specific you wanted to do. No, not really. Just wanted to spend some time with you, and to tell you the truth about something. Is that so? Fine. There was one thing. A little grin finds its way onto Lily's face, her knowing full well that she's bested me. It makes what I want to say all the more awkward. It was just... Akira and I were talking. Here we go. Oh? What's with that tone? You two do seem to get on well, don't you? Well, I do think she's a pretty cool person to talk with. It would be nice if any of the teachers were anything like her. Cool. For a moment I tried to place her tone of voice, my mouth curling into a smirk as I realized it. You're not jealous, are you? I'm not jealous. Yeah, the pout face again. After her teasing me over such a thing on our first date, I don't feel too bad having a little laugh at her expense this time around. As we settle down though, it's only a minor distraction from the real point of why I brought Lily here. Don't worry, it was mostly just everyday stuff. That said, there was something Akira mentioned that I wanted to talk to you about. When you went to see your family in wilderness a while back, she said, here we go. Akira told you about my family summons, hasn't she? Seconds tick by while I try to read Lily's face. An odd mixture of feelings written on it. She seems annoyed, but also somewhat confused. It's turned somber in the air. Yuko, please go away. You have come at the wrong time. Please excuse us. Here. Yuko tentatively slides our drinks onto the table. Her presence oddly small. Odious music. As she walks back to the counter after a quick polite nod, I realize the air between me and Lily is thick, and our expressions are both somewhat pensive. Even though she says I should lead my own life, she still interferes at the worst times. I don't think you should blame Akira here. She's just looking out for you, and it's not like I can't understand her concern over this. Lily's irritation gives way to an awkward and largely unsuccessful attempt to mask her feelings. She really doesn't deal well with being cornered on personal topics. I know, but I just wanted some more time. I knew we would have figured it out eventually, but what do you mean by some more time? Just how much is some more time? That's the thing. You were intentionally hiding this from me? For how long were you planning to do so? For as long as you want? As I said, I simply wanted more time to think it through. I wanted to be sure of my decision before telling you. Well, I'll decide for you right here. No. But I'll tell you that you just need to convince Lilly to stay here, and be by outside. What did you decide to do in the end? I know what I want her to say, but an odd, full feeling refuses to leave my gut. My family does dearly want me to return to them, and Akira will be going as well. I could still teach as a career, whether it be here or there. So, you're going. How long have you known? I already know you were asked when you first went to Scotland, about a month ago. Some time? My frustration very nearly boils over. The fact that she's done this affects me more than it should. For her to not only be leaving, but to have been actively hiding her own plans from me, and after seeming for so long to be the one solid pillar of support and reliability I could depend on. Am I going to the bad end? Shit. But I thought the choices I made are correct. I hope it's not the bad end. Damn it. Oh no, now I'm worried. It feels as if the foundation underneath me is suddenly shifting drastically, much faster than I can adapt to. Perhaps this isn't so much frustration as sheer unease. Lilly. No. I'm sorry, I wanted to think this through completely. I wasn't trying to take advantage of you, please. I know, Lilly. I know. This is just really sudden. I guess this means once you go, we'll be breaking up? For one of the few times I've seen since I met her, she's genuinely lost for words. She doesn't look surprised, no doubt because the fact had dawned on her once she became sure of her decision. But rather she appears genuinely unsure of how to deal with the situation now that it's in front of her. We could try pursuing a long-distance relationship. They're getting more and more common these days after all. I don't know about long-distance relationship, really. Even as she says it, the tone of her voice gives away that she doesn't truly believe what she's saying. Lilly is far too old-fashioned to be able to cope with a relationship without any kind of physical presence, and even I am to an extent. All we would ever be to each other would be a voice from the other side of the world. In the end, trying to rationalize everything is futile. Any attempts to try and connect what's happening with the future or past just seem to get more difficult the more I concentrate. Those quiet moments when we just walked side by side, the precious time we spent with Hanako and Akira, the casual chatter we had during lunch times, the times we made love, the confessions of our feelings to each other. All pointless. All just a fleeting moment in our young lives. We're just two children pretending to be adults, aren't we? A long, long silence hangs in the air between us. This is so depressing, man. Oh my god. The noise of the other patrons drinking and talking only makes the situation feel stranger and disconnected, and more disconnected. Lilly's face remains slow, her dejected expression clouding it. I'm sorry, Hisao. A simple apology, and no more. She's left entirely without any further response or comment. With a long sigh, I gather what's left of my thoughts and ask the final question I have for her. When will you be going? I'll be leaving with Akira, so it'll be a little less than a week. The beginning of summer holidays? Just a little afterward, yes. Her tone is unusually slow and steady, her apologetic and depressed mood all the more written to her face as she tries to hide it in her voice. In the end, I can't even keep my promise of going to Tanabata with her before she leaves. Oh my god, and this staring to the pool of tea again. I'm going to sing! I look down, seeing my face reflected in the by now lukewarm cup of neglected tea sitting in front of me. I really thought I had left this kind of expression behind. For a while, I just stared down into the still surface, trying to sort through my emotions to get at what course of action I should take, whether it be right now or in the future. But, just as before, The effort is wasted. I glance up to see Lilly gently sipping her good tea without complaint, her face drawn and shoulders slumped. She looks to be deep in thought too, a strangely cold atmosphere coming between us as we isolate ourselves to mull things over. Even as Lilly's cup slowly empties, mine remains untouched. It's a long time before I notice the rain dying down outside and a few other patrons of the Shanghai having left. The chill of the rapidly darkening evening permeates the dormitory hallways. While trudging down the corridor to my room, I see an unwelcome movement from up ahead. Oh my god, Kenji. Normally, I'm okay with you coming in, but this is seriously the worst time to come. Just screw it. Screw you. Scram. Sure enough, the opening of the door opposite mine heralds the arrival of a bespectacled Kenji. Hey man, what? Whoa dude, you look awful, I think. You okay? He really has a knack for making any situation better. I don't really want to go into it. It's late. Okay, that's cool. If you ever want to talk about it, I'm, here. But seriously, you're not the type of person that I want to talk to. Not now, no. I look at him for a moment before surrendering my stern front and awkwardly scratching the back of my neck, embarrassed by my standoffish response to him. Thanks, Kenji. Hey, it's cool. That's what fans are for, right? I don't know about that. Yeah, you're right. See ya. I open the door to my own dorm room and close it behind me as he quickly waves me off. The solid thud the door makes against the door frame sounds out a final call for the life I've led since coming to Yamaku. I just stand in my darkened room, fruitlessly attempting to work out what I should do from this point onwards. Oh my god, I hope this is not the bad end, though. I hope I'm not hitting the bad end, like seriously. Just what should I do? Maybe before they're gonna fly, run after her and say, no, please don't go, no, please don't go. Like, seriously. My god. No. Please, Lilly, please stay. I'll have to be selfish for once.